Now, going over to the cultural part podcast, you have Worcestershire, Massachusetts, declaring itself a trans sanctuary city, even though it's not illegal in any city to be trans. Very bizarre. Now, apologies, I'm not trying to butcher that name. I might have inadvertently. I mean, just remember, it reminded me of that silly sauce, the Worcestershire sauce. However, I have a rumor, I have actually a theory that no one actually knows how to pronounce it, and everyone's just making it up. But nevertheless, this is apparently from maybe it's Worcester, Massachusetts. I don't know, but this is supposed to thanks to ALX.X, which also sounds awkward. Nevertheless, he says, "Quote: Last night, Worcestershire, Massachusetts voted to become a quote sanctuary city for transgender and gender diverse people. Unquote. The city's council meeting before the vote was interesting." Which, yeah, the first speaker looks more awkward than me, which is saying something. And this might feel like an eternity, but it's only a couple, I think it's about 5 minutes. We'll see how long we tune in. But actually, yeah, this person looks bizarre just coming from me. For those who are just listening on the Spotify or the Apple iTunes, if that's still a thing. Oh, it is. Apple Podcast or Rumble, or you can't see it. This individual has, well, of course, bright blue hair, which big dye, hair dye is a real winner in all of this, as well as pearls. I guess that's normal. But gloves, like a mime or someone from the 1920s, which, I don't know, maybe they're making a comeback. I'm not a fashion aficionado, obviously. Wear the same suit every day. Maybe they're making a comeback. I don't know. Although, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Perhaps this will be a very articulate, brilliant argument that will change all of our minds. Probably not, but let's go ahead and dive on in.
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Yes, I can. If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
Sounds like a threat.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here.
Up,
I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
You remembered how many children I have and that 2 of them are trans.
What? First Child Protective Services, statistically speaking, 2? They're both? Again, in the United States, there's not, well, it's still controversial. It's not very controversial, I feel, in the United States for adults to do what they want in terms of transitioning. You really only see there are some, but I think the majority of Americans really don't care what you do once you're a legal adult, or shoot, I would argue age 26 because of the mental development. But nevertheless, there's really not a lot. There's controversy around that. But the kids, where again they lied, saying, well, of course they lied, but they said the drugs were totally completely reversible. These puberty blockers. Spoiler alert, they're not. But yeah, and of course she does have short purple hair and a rudimentary t-shirt. Not that there's anything wrong with t-shirts, but it has a trans flag that says protect the kids.
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
I'm multiply disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder that causes me immense physical pain. I'm on...
That sounds like a separate topic for another time. Again, you should get medical care, but what does that specific disorder have to do with this? Also, no city has banned you.
The autism spectrum, and I have narcolepsy, and I couldn't drive myself here, so I had to hide from my driver that I was in drag, which is not an easy thing to do in drag.
I do not want to be here. It's my day off.
This person has about 20 pounds of makeup on their face, which I always think makeup is overrated for everyone, including women. But yeah, this is a comical amount, almost as if it's a face painting thing you see at like a child's birthday party. But at least this person did suit up, and then they have some lapel pins.
I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face. So
Glitter should just be banned in all uses. It's the most useless thing humanity has ever thought of, and it's crap. It gets everywhere, and they'll never get rid of it all. So just a rule of thumb, maybe ADHD comment. Culturally speaking, we should ban glitter in North America. Let me know if you think. I mean, you never clean it all up. It's trash. No one should ever use it. It's an abomination. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. Perhaps I should get into politics after all. topping 2024. No more glitter. Not the worst political idea out there, I'm sure.
So that you will hear and see me. I want you to listen to me.
Let us remember that the Nazis burned the books that the Nazis burned books on gender sciences first. Now the administration has villainized and marginalized migrant workers, trans, LGBT people, and even special needs, denying life-saving and affirming care.
Fact check. Bullshit. Affirming care. Again, I want everyone to get help. I don't want anyone to pass away, regardless of their ideology or anything. Well, except if you hurt kids, I guess it won't. Nevertheless, the suicide rate, and oh shit, this video is, well, we'll see if it actually gets blacklisted. That's not a rumor. If you say the S word, it'll be, taken down. But nevertheless, so I should watch on Rumble. The rate at which you end your own life is the same, whether you get these what they call affirming surgeries or not, showing that there's no effect either way. It's good for the medical industry because they make lots of money. But yeah, and what did he say against the LG?
And even special needs, denying life-saving and affirming care.
That's, to me, scary when you have someone with special needs who obviously especially can't consent. The fact that they're putting medical procedures on children with special needs, with these types of things, that's horrifying. Because it's like the double can't. It's like the double can't. I can barely articulate my ideals. I'm so disgusted and horrified. They double can't consent, so to say. It's insane. And I like how he says, "Oh yeah, migrants, LGBT, they don't like this administration." A lot of them vote for Trump. Trump was I believe, one of the most unified candidates of our lifetime. I mean, you had Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. join the side. You had so many people. A lot of my more left-leaning friends voted Trump because they saw more unification inside the political aisle. But I partially digress. Maybe we'll get some articulate points soon.
Can you look at me and tell me how many of my friends need to die before you do anything?
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
Okay, we're all done here.
Fucking pathetic!
No, we're all done. Come on.
Of course, we need to continue celebrating Black History Month because in spite of what's coming down from Washington, we all know that we all exist and we all need to be recognized for our existence.
But be aware that you are a guest in my house when you come. And when you come, know that there are strong queer and trans people in my classroom who will collect you with the quickness.
Fact check, false. It's not your house. In theory, you're a public servant supposed to be serving the public. You're a teacher. The taxpayers own that building. Yeah, another reason to check your child's syllabus, as well as, reason 9,958,735,003 to homeschool your kid. Now back to the mime. Or me?
My name in drag is Dee Dee Delight. And my name out of drag is Dewey Cosgrove Atienza.
Laddie LaRouge, he, they, in drag, District 3.
My legal name is Olivia D'Ambrosio. My public name is Livy Scanlon. My wife and I own a home in the Canal District.
I speak as someone who is always misgendered, like all the time. People refer to me as sir when I prefer to be referred to as ma'am.
Now, for those, perhaps one of the best episodes in which you don't want to see, but this individual is a very tall looking man with, he does have shoulder length hair, but very broad shoulders. I might even be jealous of those broad shoulders. They're better than mine.
I speak as someone who is afraid to use public toilets.
What?
I speak as someone who is a member of this community and is a queer person.
You have to imagine being me and my wife, fearing that our marriage rights will be stripped away at any moment.
Please, I only have some.
Perhaps the only articulate thing I've heard in this whole segment thus far, there is some speculation that the U.S. government might change the definition of marriage to back to being what marriage was originally about, and the actual definition of marriage, which back in the day was man and woman, or just read a Bible. There's a lot of speculation. I'm pretty skeptical. I'm also not a fan of the government doing anything in terms of why do you need the government's permission or their sign off to be married? I think marriage by its very foundation, not to get too sidetracked, is a religious thing, and with the exception of the woke Pope, most traditional religions wouldn't withstand it. they can create their own. People do create their own religions. Not that I agree with that, but we'll see in our lifetime in the U.S. if they actually do change the definition of a marriage. I'm also pretty skeptical because, I mean, the Supreme Court has turned down a lot of cases where they should have taken it up. I'm pretty skeptical. So again, I was wrong. They said one moderately articulate thing. I don't know if that'll pan out. Let me know. Do you think, again, that is also fascinating to see the cultural shift in the United States. Back in the day, Obama was against gay marriage. Even Hillary Clinton. The first president who was pro-gay marriage, ironically enough, was Donald Trump. Which again, a lot of people don't agree with him on that point. And culturally speaking, in the United States, a lot of people point to gay marriage as the snowball tipping point where things they were being out of control. And now you have people in drag teaching sexual things to children in kindergarten. So a lot of people will argue that's where the slippery slope began. But we'll see. Culturally speaking, maybe we do see a shift back to a majority of Americans not believing in gay marriage. I'm kind of skeptical in that regard. I mean, the definition by religion, I think, man and woman. But culturally speaking, United States, do you think it would shift back? There's some people saying that the youth is more based these days. Voting trends do change. Let me know on that note. Do you think it would actually shift in our lifetime back to being the definition of the man and woman, which again would be the religious, origin? Let me know about that.
So much time, please, Joe's gonna cut me off.
Which matters more? Covering the legal fees of systemic police brutality or protecting the lives of queer people in our community?
Has any one of them, perished by anyone hurting them? Again, ironically, as this is a cultural and political thing, on average, the left is usually more bombastic and, violent. You look at the streets, the riots, the George Floyd riots where 20 plus people died. I've yet to see an instance, and I want an instance. I don't ever praise any type of violence. Has any of them lost their lives?
How many lives have to be lost before you consider fighting back against fascism and corruption?
Ironically, the side that praises big government, censorship, and disarming people is calling Trump's side fascist, of course.
Now is the time to say that if federal money relies on the dehumanization of trans people, that we don't want your goddamn money.
I get that some of you care more about easy funding than trans lives and don't mind Nazis for some whatever reason, but
Normally I would say good evening, but through the chair I will only impart my sour grapes.
It's an extremely emotional and taxing thing to stand up here as someone as part of the trans and gender diverse community.
Is it? I mean, he sounds better than me on a microphone. There's a lot more pressure than me. It's just my pet rock and the camera here. I mean, his voice sounds pretty strong, pretty articulate.
My name is Katie. I'm from District 5, and I'm speaking in support of agenda items 10B and 14B. Right now in our country, Trump is threatening the trans and gender diverse community.
Noticing people here are trying to control the rights of others, and that's not right. We should make Worcester a sanctuary city for trans people. Everybody deserves to feel safe, and everybody needs to feel safe. I've lived here for 4 years, and there hasn't really been any changes in how people feel safe in the city. My birthday is this Saturday, and all I want is peace and for you to vote yes. Please don't let me down for my birthday. There's a lot of queer people that I love, and to Candy Carlson, you should know to never call someone I'm 7 and I know better. The kids are watching and we're ready to vote you out.
Always creepy when people use children as political pawns. You see that especially on the left, though. Again, you do see it from time to time on the right. Now, this went pretty well. I got 7.9 million views and 37,000 likes, which, again, they're trying to make it a sanctuary city. It's not illegal in any state. Some states have laws where they ban kids going to drag shows. We call them the sane states. But even then, sometimes they're not culturally enforced. Even in the great city, or I was about to say the great country, some call it state, of Texas, famously, it was about 2 years ago, there's a drag performance where they call it child-friendly, no such thing, because they're basically naked on stage. They had a drag performance at a bar in Denton, Texas. Legally speaking, the police should have shut it down, but because they were so cowardice, they didn't do anything. They argued that, well, it's like jaywalking. The police should have been fired. They weren't. Now, go to the comment section. One of the first ones comes from ALX saying, quote, the Worcester City Council has just spent over 4 hours on this instead of addressing the actual important issues. Most leaders in Massachusetts are not serious people. Getting 3.1 thousand likes. The Army of the Awakened has a especially creepy screenshot of the mime girl, which saying something coming from me, or guy. It says, make this a safe space or I will make it an unsafe space. And it has extra, why do they always have those creepy eyes? And it got 6.5 thousand likes for that meme. That's a quite articulate, good meme too. Well, looks like got 379 reposts as well, or retweets. I don't know what you call it these days. The redheaded libertarian, who has A+ marketing, she in fact, yes, a redheaded and libertarian, says, quote, that was hilarious until the cluster imam, I can't read that, paraded out the 7-year-old boy with a distress flag on his shirt to ask for queer rights for his birthday. She'll be transitioning him by this time next week in their sanctuary city, getting 2.6 thousand likes, which is quite creepy when you look at statistics on which parent is initiating the transitions of these children. Yeah, it's more often not it's a single mom, or in a situation where you have a mom and a spineless, weak father who won't do anything. Quite sad. Olzupa says, what the hell is this? Getting 345 likes. And Wokus simply says, we might never lose again, getting 5.6 thousand likes. Emal Strong says, Jesus wept, getting 525 likes. Let's see here. David Sullivan, pronouns prosecute Fauci, says, bring back the nut houses. It's just a compilation video getting 798 likes, though. Danny D. Urbana says, quote, wow, we get Rugrats cast reunion before GTA 6. Getting 4.5 thousand likes, which, yeah, some of those outfits are pretty out there. Libercat Media Tam says, this has to be an effing joke, right? Getting 73 likes. Eric says, make it sounds great again, with a meme getting 329 likes. Let's see here. Carl Leingren says, has a picture of Jesus with 4 children walking beside him. It says, never forget what we're fighting for, getting 658 likes. Let's see here. Chuckle simply has a picture of a man sweeping the pride flag into the sewer, getting 588 likes, which, again, not all LGBT people in the community are in support of transitioning kids and these types of things. Again, a lot of, this whole account on the X called Gays Against Groomers. So it's not the whole community. And yeah, it is. I'm not sure what they hope to accomplish with the sanctuary city, because again, it's not illegal anywhere. There's much less controversy about people who are 18 plus doing whatever the hell they want. The only point of contention where people are really debating and they're peacefully protesting is when you have the children involved who can't consent. That's why they can't get tattoos or smoke or anything like that. Let's see. You also have Sarah Smith saying, quote, look at what the left has done to society. It's the same picture of the mime that says mental illness is real, getting 1.2 thousand likes. It is really, it almost looks like a vintage outfit from the 1920s the ladies might wear. Then was it bluish pink? No, it's a purple wig. Then, clown makeup. It got 1.2 thousand likes. Petros, the general, says, every city is a sanctuary city for citizens. Don't let the lunatics lie to you. If you don't commit a crime, cash is coming for you. If you don't commit a crime, so ADHD or dyslexia, that's dyslexia, probably, says, if you commit a crime, Cash Patel is coming for you. Stay away from the kids, getting 776 likes. Let's see here. Not saying too many contrarian statements. Got a lot of memes going here. And, I was going to say, and again, there's really not a lot of controversy around adults, and it's not illegal in any city. That's why it's a little bit more bizarre than usual. We'll see. And again, I think we'll see, culturally speaking, more of these instances, even if they don't make sense. But on average, I can't help but think more and more people will probably say, why is this needed? It seems like an extra law that, again, you're a United States citizen. You're equal before a judge. Why do you need, what is going on here? Why do you need extra? So we'll see. Maybe I'm the minority with an analysis, but let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, first live stream Q&A is going to be Saturday, February 22nd, 6 p.m. Texas time, or some people call it Central Time. Thank Thank you again for taking the time to tune in. Don't forget to take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Actually, give me a thumbs up, or comment. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.